Today I'm going to show you how to work the tubular cast on for 1x1 ribbing. It's lovely and stretchy and bounces back, and it has this sort of, ignore the blue stuff for now, it sort of merges from one side to the next. So there's no real initial setup there, it just looks beautiful and seamless. The blue is some scrap yarn that you need to start with to create this lovely tubular cast on. So I'm now going to walk you through the whole process and you're going to love it. It's great for things like socks, hats, bottom edges of sweaters or cardigans because it has this beautiful, beautiful shape. So let's get started on learning tubular cast on for 1x1 ribbing.
Hi there, I'm looking at another type of cast on in this video, and it's called a tubular cast on, and it's absolutely perfect for if you want to create 1x1 ribbing because it creates a really seamless cast on. Now this piece of work here looks nothing like rib, but this is how we start. We use a contrast yarn to start with, which is what my blue is here. We just use a normal cable cast on. So what I've done here, I've cast on 10 stitches. And then I've done 2 stocking stitch rows starting with a purl row. You have to start with a purl. And then I joined in my main yarn and I've worked 4 rows in stocking stitch starting with a purl row. And we're now ready to go to create this wonderful tubular cast on. And what I'm going to be creating out of these 10 stitches, I'm going to be creating 19 stitches. So let's see how the magic works. So first of all, I'm going to just normally purl the first stitch. You can see that stitch there, looks like it wants to be purled, so I'll purl it. Then I go down and I look at where the contrast yarn joins the main yarn here, and that first loop there, I'm going to pick it up with my right needle and I'm going to place it on my left needle. Now I'm going to knit that stitch, that loop that I've just picked up there. Now I'm going to purl the next normal stitch and I'm going to do the same with the next loop. Look down to where it joins the contrast yarn there, pick up that loop and knit it. Purl the next stitch, pick up the next loop and knit it. I know this looks really odd, but believe me, just trust the process. It's going to be amazing. And when I first saw it, I was blown away by it. Pick up the next loop, pop it on and knit it. It creates a beautiful seamless edge, and it's great for things like socks, hats, mittens. It's great for sleeve cuffs as well. I've used it on those before, and you're going to see how neat it is in a minute. So nearly there, pick up that one and knit it. And the reason you end up with 19 is because you started with 10 and you're picking up 1 stitch between each of the other stitches. Pick that one up, pop it on. And at the end we unravel the contrast yarn, which I'll show you, and we end up with this lovely finish. So that loop there is the next one to go. Knit that one. Got 2 purl stitches left, so purl that one, pick up the last loop and knit it, and then purl the last stitch. So how weird does that look? So now we just carry on with our rib. So we knit the knit stitches and purl the purl. So let's do this row. Knit, purl, knit, purl, and we keep going like this, working our rib up until we've got a beautiful length of rib, and then we take out the contrast yarn, and I'll show you that in a minute on another sample that I've got. So let's just get this first rib row done. Nice and easy at this stage. So because I've got an odd number of stitches, some rows will be knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, and others will be purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl. So there we have our tubular cast on, and you can already see how lovely that looks, even when the contrast yarn is still attached. So let's show you a piece I worked earlier here and did a little bit longer. And here's the contrast yarn that I've started to unravel. And what it leaves is this beautiful stretchy edge that comes back into shape nicely and would fit lovely over your wrist or over your foot for a sock and so on. Now when you unravel the contrast yarn, you might have noticed I've got a knot in this. That was the knot where I cast on. So unravel from the ending edge, if you like, of the contrast yarn. And all you need to do is, actually I don't want to use scissors next to my knitting, is you gradually pull it out stitch by stitch. You can cut it if you want, but I don't like, as I say, to have scissors next to my knitting. I get a bit nervous, but it comes out quite easily. Pull it open a bit, there we go, just stitch by stitch, pull it out to see the final gorgeous result. Nearly done. I might just cut that end a little bit very carefully and pull it out. There we go. So there we have this beautiful rib, 1x1 rib, which looks like it hasn't even got an edge at all. It just turns over into the other side and it's lovely and stretchy and bounces back beautifully. Fabulous. I love it.